Okay, so now that we're live on YouTube, I need to explain a few things about Talk and Talk. So, as you know, we are a conversation platform where you can come here and talk. And today we're speaking in English about humor's limitations. So, let's start with the first question. How does humor serve as a coping mechanism for individuals facing difficult situations? So, Ricardo, can you start answering this question? It's a difficult one.
Yeah, I believe that the humor doesn't have limits, but the local, yeah, certainly. So in this case, I don't know if you are in a show, or oh, if you go to the show and had have a guy telling jokes, I believe that is another contest. So in this case, well, I can't wonder a limit in situations like that. Okay, yeah, I don't, probably you don't like something that this guy told, so in this case, don't laugh. And in some limits, you go out from this room. But I don't know, maybe that's weird when someone call the law or a lawyer to create something, a process. I forgot the name in English. Well, maybe could this guy could cross the limits, but it's hard to create a limit in this case. But certainly, when you are okay, you are a reporter and tell a lot of bullshits. That's you certainly you have to pay attention and don't tell some things. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. You need to be careful, right? So, Murilo, let's go with you. How does humor serve as a coping mechanism for individuals facing difficult situations?
Yeah, I'd say behaviors, human behaviors can be changed in so many situations because, for example, when you are having a hard, boring situation, depending the humor, change it, yeah, and show another things, another and another perspective with each other, with the meeting, with the having a job, yeah, and then, well, I will say concerts, yeah, can be. It's a nice skill now, own skill that when who has this skill, it's destaque in actual society. Yeah, I think it's good behaviors nowadays because world change faster. Yeah, people are crazy. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
The sense of humor brings a lot of good things for our society.
Perfect. And for you, Gustavo, how does humor serve as a coping mechanism for individuals facing difficult situations?
Okay, I don't know if I couldn't understand the question, but I will try to respond what I have understood. I think humor, do humor with limitations of people is bad thing to do. Is for me is a very ironic joke, because the person that potentially doing joke with the imperfection of the other also have imperfection. So is maybe it can be more good. He make a joke with your own imperfections, not the other imperfection. I was thinking here, if I am on the place of Smith, maybe I will not be so brave than he was to go there and to do that kind of thing. But inside me, I will be filled of willing to do it, because oh man, it is very bad to joke with imperfection of your others. Do joke with your own imperfection is better.
Perfect. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think like, of course, there is times and places for that. I guess I agree with all of you in a certain point, because like I don't think there is a limit for that, but I think you should know where are you saying what you're saying, right? So like he was there in a premiation. It was not the time for that kind of joke. And also he has like a responsibility, because there were people watching, right? So I think there's no limit, but you should be careful. So I agree with all of you. So let's go to question number 2. Can humor help bridge cultural gaps and foster understanding among people from different backgrounds? Like, can it unite people? Let's see your opinion. Murilo, what do you think?
I didn't understand so much. Can you repeat, please? Can
Of
you
course.
mention?
Oh, can humor help bridge cultural gaps and foster understanding among people from different backgrounds? Like, if humor can unite people, make them better together. Like, if it unites, I guess that's basically what the question is asking. Like, if humor, se o humor pode unir as pessoas.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. For example, about racism, when you bring this humor, for example, for consciently person people, I think people understand more about this bad situation. Yeah, I mean, it's happening a lot right now. Yeah. Let me see another example. Yeah, for example, when you explain for children, having children, humor, children pay more attention, change your content in the class or having in your house. Not about children, having about job, about work, sometimes I doing some interviews for every companies that ask for me if you explain this for a children, how to explain for them. Yeah, I try to drawing and bring humor, it's kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's good.
Perfect. No, I agree with you. I think it's a way of uniting people too. I agree. And you, Ricardo, what do you think? Can humor help bridge cultural gaps and foster understanding among people from different backgrounds?
Well, I believe that is nowadays, particularly in Brazil, there is a misunderstanding because there are people that they go to the show, make a film and post on the internet, in social media and things, and this guy became a little exposed because of that. And well, maybe, well, I can't wonder situations that's the prejudice or other things in a jokes in a show, but it's a different context, it's a different local, so in this case, but well, depends on the background. The same person could have another interpretation. So in this case, for example, in my case, I don't like when the guy make jokes about religion. But well, that's weird. Sometimes I was listening and they don't think funny. So, but certainly I don't hire a lawyer or something like that. So the next time I go to another show or another comedian. So in my opinion, well, and if you became unhappy because of the joke or something like that, okay, go to the lawyer and try to search for your rights. I don't know, but in my opinion, in my case, the people used to commit a misunderstanding or think a misunderstanding because one guy is tell jokes, not real life. It's like, for example, a movie. Oh, you watch an actor and this guy is a terrible man, do a lot of crimes. So that's a fantasy, it's not a real. So that's my opinion. Maybe someday I think from different way, but now I think this way.
No, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. It happens a lot here in Brazil with Brazilian comedians, right? But I know that it's their job to make jokes. Sometimes they're not good, but there are some people that they like to laugh at that. So that's it. It happens. And for you, Gustavo, do you think humor can unite people?
Yes, I think so. Of course, but it will depend the topic with what they are doing it. Murilo have said some examples that I really believe that can foster to improve the distance among people. Yeah, it's really can do something good. So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Perfect. That's it. Yeah, I think so too. I agree with all of you. I think humor it's here for make us happy. And sometimes when someone makes something like that it's not good, they need to know the place where they're saying those things, right? So I think it helps, but it depends on where the person's making that joke. So let's go to question number 3. Is there a limit to what topics can be considered humorous? Or should everything be open to comedic interpretation? So basically the question is asking if every topic is like a joke topic, or if not, if there are some things that we can't joke. So let's see your opinion. Let's start with you, Gustavo. What do you think?
Oh, okay. you can imagine what I will say already. I have said it before some things. I think you have a limitation. Yes. For example, about religion, also like Ricardo have said. I'm a Christian, and sometimes I could hear jokes about my religion. It's very bad. We can feel ourselves like uh, eared. I don't know if it's the word eared than the others that don't have a religion. But I think each other have your own beliefs, your faith. So so it is very for me. Of course, have limitations that you can do joke. I think joke isn't above respect. So we of course can make a fun and because emotions is something very interesting to focus in human beings. It can make we be more together, gather people, but it can't be above the respect. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. The respect's the highest thing that we should have, right? So we need to respect other people always. And you, Murilo, what do you think? Is there a limit to what topics can be considered humorous, or should everything be open to comedic interpretation?
For example, when you are in a meet, for example, when the people just talk humor, yeah, importante talks or important subject, another thing, or it can be considered, should be considered just humor, comedian, yeah, comedian interpretation. Yeah, it's important. It's important you know different these things, yeah. Or if you know how to say conduzir the meeting or concert, if you don't know conduzir, I think it's okay, yeah, not a problem. But I depends if it's really important for everyone that are in the place. I think it's caused a lot of problems. Yeah, how videos show for us before. It's important you separate things.
Mhm. You need to know where to do the jokes, right? Like there, it was impossible for Chris Rock to say those things. So he suffered the consequences. If you are in a meeting with friends, I don't think there's a problem, but it depends on where you are and what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Always. And for you, Ricardo, is there a limit or should everything be open to comedic interpretation?
For me, is this question is similar to the others, but the most part of the time, some people wanted to judge previously, because I don't know, maybe a guy used to tell jokes about, for example, religion, but maybe this joke could be offensive or not, depends on the how this guy tell this joke. So in this case, well, it's not possible, in my opinion, previously block avoid this guy to make this show.
Mhm.
So in this case, I believe that, well, go ahead, tell your jokes, and if you someone became sad or upset about some specific joke, okay, go to the lawyer and hire a lawyer or something like that. Because I believe that's weird. Né? For example, a specific guy was in a show and they tell jokes in the, okay, it's another day, probably the joke could change. There are some guys that work in this area, I don't know, 10 years. Né? So it's not probably this guy changed for another joke during 10 years. Né? Certainly this guy wasn't tell the same joke for 10 years. Né? So, but well, sometimes there are some guys that love cause polemic because certainly attract more people to watch your shows or something. So sometimes if you don't tell anything, don't search a lawyer or don't hire a lawyer or something, probably this guy is not so famous. But a lot of people love, how do you say, I esqueci, show, I forgot the name. Colocar eu sob holofotes, I forgot the expression. The word.
You can say highlights, né? Tipo, destacar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when someone, oh, this guy received a call for the judge or something is similar like that. This guy, at the same time, is highlighted on the media and they receive more people want to watch the show, and sometimes it's okay, doesn't matter, and the guy was forgot.
Yeah, most of the times, if this didn't happen, I guess the person will be forgotten. But people like polemic. There are a lot of Brazilian comedians that they are famous because of polemic. There's a guy, I don't know if you have ever heard of him, called Leo Lynch. This guy earns money with polemic because like he makes jokes and then he offends like half of the Brazilian population and he earns money with that. And like he was sued a lot of times and that's how he's famous, because of polemic. So maybe if people like ignored the polemic part, maybe he wouldn't be famous because of that, right? And it happens a lot. And I also agree with that part that you said that like I can't say I don't think there's a limit of humor, but I think they should be really careful, because if you are famous, even for polemics, if you are famous, you have a certain responsibility to not offend anyone, because you are famous, people follow you, you have you are, just like people say, you are influencer, you influence people, so I guess you have a certain responsibility of what you can or you can't say, right? And most of the time, something that I'd like to add to that I have forgotten is the part of the internet, because people, they go to shows and those things, but the joke doesn't stay only in the show. It portrays on the internet. There are a lot of videos and those things, so there the chaos starts, right? So let's go to question number 4, guys. How does the line between funny and offensive humor vary among individuals and cultures, right? So what is funny? What is offensive? How does this vary? Como isso varia? So let's start with you, Murilo. What is funny and what is offensive?
It's happening a lot, yeah, in the society. For example, people trying to bring humor sometimes, but you or another person gets this information, it's not good, yeah. Cause cause deeply problems inside the people. I remember when I was a kid, people practice bullying a lot in the school, primary school, and I didn't like, and it happened sometimes, yeah, because people, oh, no, it's okay, it's just funny, just I don't so brincadeira, yeah. But for me, I didn't like.
Mhm.
That's yeah. Nowadays there are so many curses and contents that explain it for humor, improve yourselves. Yeah, many people that work with it. Yeah, for example, palestras and meetings. Importantly, you explain this information and for not affected another people. Yeah, because
Mhm.
you uh, it's worst. It's boring for me and for you as well. Yeah, because after that I feel very bad with this
Yeah.
situation because I prejudicate another people. That's
No, that's true. That's totally true. It's a situation that it's terrible for both of the ones involved, right? It's
yeah.
complicated.
Have myself. I try to separate and thinking twice before talks something for people. Yeah,
Mhm.
I learning so much with it.
No, we need to do that. We need to think before saying anything, right? I need to do that more often. I don't do that more often, and I need to do that. It's important. We need to think
My
because sometimes we
intention,
say things.
my intention don't and what my intention wasn't to educate another people, but I educate. Yeah, I didn't
Mhm.
know, but I learned with it, and nowadays I try to avoid this.
Mhm. Perfect. For you, Gustavo, what is funny? What is offensive? How does this vary for you?
Yeah, I think so. Let me read the question again. The line. Okay, the line is respect. I have said it. Respect for me is at all kind of joke. For example, using what you have said and have some people on internet uh, that like to use uh, um, uh, um, how is the word things that are polemic, yes, polemic to do jokes.
Mhm.
But if you I'm start thinking it more deeply, I will realize that here doing a joke and potentially being famous because the others people like it also, and that the others people maybe will do that kind of thing, or maybe do that kind of thing. uh, it is in your heart, so it's because of it they like it. So that famous men are just using the dark sides of humans for earn money.
Yeah.
For me, it is a bad way to earn money because, like you said, other half part of, for example, in Brazil, are being offended with what are said. So um, money also uh, are above the respect. So money just is just a thing that we use to demonstrate other that he was good on you, on what he have did for us. And money isn't a thing to put under people, above people. So, but unfortunately, I know this happen because the money can attract power, and the heart of humans power is an attractive. So yes, unfortunately, but I think respect is the line for jokes, and yes.
Perfect. It happens a lot, right? The money, they earn money if they say bad things, so they will say bad things no matter who they harm. And that's a huge problem because I guess they continue to do that because nothing has harmed them yet. Because they say, there's no limit of humor, nothing harms me, and those things. I won't be offended. One thing will offend them one day, and then when they get offended for something, maybe they will stop doing that. But just like you said, they earn a lot of money being like this, so it's hard for them to stop. And for you, Ricardo, what is funny, what is offensive, how does this vary?
I believe I forgot, but I believe that's the Oscar Wilde tell some time. That's the difference between the drama and humor is the time, because, well, for example, you faces a so big problem in the past when you was a child, for example, and after some while you became an adult, and it's possible to laugh from the same situation. It's mean that you solve this problem. So in this case, the same thing don't cause on you the same feeling, the same pain. So it's a transformation. So well, for example, I tell about a show, and the show, I don't know, there are 100 persons on the audience. Certainly there are 10 different individuals. So the same guy, well, the same joke could feel from different way from which person is from this audience. So in this case, it's hard to tell. That's in my point. Sometimes politicians and other things use this contest to avoid some critics, because humor have this paper from a long time ago. Sometimes you could critique or some conflicts because of the humor. So a lot of people don't really pay attention some aspect, some topic, and when a comedian make a joke, he had this power to make the people pay attention in some aspect. So in this case, I'm really concerned about situations like that. Previously you don't, this guy is not possible to do a show because this guy is so polemic or something. So, but essentially it's a joke. So in my opinion, it's a different contest. But well, certainly there are some people that became sad because a joke. Okay, but I believe that's a lot of people use the same situation. Oh, some guy became sad. So in this case, I don't allow any kind of show from these guys. And normally is the same part of the people. There are some person tell the same contest, but anyone have a problem. But another comedians have a lot of problems. I'm not sure if the problem is the joke or the guy that's telling this joke. So I believe that's it's possible this guy to be how do you say a crazy people, okay, but I have some problem because I'm not sure if this contest, this situation is right or wrong sometimes.
Yeah, but I think like if the rule is applied for one comedian, it should be applied for every comedian, right? So if someone is offending a group of people, or I don't know, a person, and then the rule was applied to him or to her, like you shouldn't do this type of joke, but then others can. It's not fair, of course. The rule should be applied for everyone. But I guess the case when this happens, maybe it's not because of the joke that they made, but the joke that they can't make doing a show. Because like there are some comedians, they are really polemic, and then we know that they might offend a lot of people during a show. So maybe it's better for you not to do a show here or something like that. Maybe they can say those things. Of course, they need to explain the situation for them, right? But it happens. But I guess one rule needs to be applied for everyone. So let's go to question number 5. Can humor be a powerful tool for social commentary and critique? If so, what are its limitations in effectively conveying serious messages? Like, can humor be used to portray serious messages like social commentary and critique, or only for dumb things? Let's see your opinion. Gustavo, let's start with you. Do you think it can be used to talk about serious things or only like dumb?
I can skip for listen first the opinion of others to help me get the time to think. I really don't know now.
Okay, so I'll ask the others and then I'll go back to you. So let's start with you, Murilo. What do you think? Humor can be used to talk about serious things or only dumb things?
I think it's a good skills for him, if he use the humor. It's about it, Wow.
Yeah, it's about humor. People using humor to talk about serious topics like social things, critics.
And becoming more attractive. This information.
Sorry, can you repeat?
And become more attractive.
Yeah, not necessarily. Like, it can be used. Se pode ser usado para falar de assunto sério. Não necessariamente se é mais atrativo ou não, mas se o humor pode ser usado para isso, ou só para falar de coisa boba.
Yeah. And it's very difficult for him,
It's a difficult one.
If he knows using it, it's okay. But you can't control another people, if you don't know how people receive this message, it's very difficult, but it's a good skill when you know take this information for people, For example, when you has a funerary, for example, how do you explain something for people? It's a very difficult, it's a hard, it's a big challenge for him, but it's possible. It's possible. Yeah, because the most people are very sad in this place. But if you know, bring the certainties, the right information, it's okay. That becoming more happiness. Is local. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No, what you said, I totally agree. Like it can be used, but the person who is doing this joke, is making this joke, they need to know how to portray that. Because if they are talking about a serious thing, maybe people might think that they are talking seriously. Like maybe he says a bad thing about, I don't know, World War II, for example, and then he makes a joke about it. But it's a serious topic. So he needs to be careful on what he's saying and how he's going to say that, because maybe the people can interpret in a
Yeah.
different way, just like you said, right?
Even in business, if
Mhm.
you are in a with business in a big negotiation, yeah, and you know how to explain humor in this situation, it can be having appear another ideas in the mind of this people. Yeah.
That's true. And for you, Ricardo, do you think humor can be used to talk about serious things or only dumb?
The problem is which person could tell which is proper or not, because different persons have different opinions about this situation. So I believe, in my opinion, it's better permit every kind of topic. And if you think that this guy crossed the limit, hire a lawyer and try to check, because it's a difficult topic, because, well, one or two persons could tell if this thing is divine or obscene. And a lot of people, for example, there are some guys that have, I don't know, 10 million followers and love this guy. So it's weird for, is not allowed to do a show or something. So in this case, I prefer have some attention in these situations like that.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, just like Murilo also said, right? The person needs to be careful. They can say, but they need to know how they're saying that, right? Perfect. And you, Gustavo, now can you answer? Yes?
Yes, I can try answer now.
Okay.
I was thinking here based on these responses. Like a funeral is a very hard place to use a joke. It's very serious. The problem here is serious messages. So I have a thinking in others. So for example, have people that believe on life after death, eternality. I don't know the English. Go imagine a man talking about it, like preaching the gospel to people that believe and people that don't believe. So I can't imagine how to do a joke to portray that message, to strengthen the belief that people that already believe in it and potential people that will believe on it. So how to do a joke with it, because it's very seriously. Is a kind of message very seriously. I think joke isn't at all. We can go to other methods like storytelling. Is is mostly easy to handle that kind of serious message. So joke you will do people laugh, maybe can be good to some to few, but the major people cannot get this seriously of that message, because have people that when a joke is among the message, between the message, they can think that isn't seriously. So the person that handles the message can be on danger, and often your message not is so spread, then could be if he chooses a mostly good method. So I think it.
Perfect. Yeah, I agree with you guys. We need to be careful when we are making jokes or saying about anything. And just like you said, there are other methods that you can say whatever you want. Improve your storytelling, make it better. I don't know. There are other ways, right? So